going on, everybody? This is Lady Luck here again. Welcome back. Welcome back. I am so good to be here, able to do this video, you guys. It's Sunday, and I missed out on an entire day yesterday because my internet was out. Xfinity, you suck. So it's back up and running. I don't know why there was an outage. Apparently, they kept telling me I was not the only one, even though I felt like I was. And you guys cannot imagine my frustration. Xfinity is $70 a month. And the last thing I need to do is miss out on an entire day of being able to do content because of it. So I'm going to be hitting it hard and heavy with a lot of videos, a lot of premiering. It's just going to be coming back to back. So you guys will just have to keep up with it. So we're going to start this off with Umar Johnson, the Prince of Pan Crust Pizza, getting hit with a writ of monition. Umar, you got some bills to pay. You weird ass Teletubby. You have some bills to pay. And the Superior Court of Delaware seems to agree. So we're going to check out Lennon Honor. Shout out to him. Fantastic content creator. I was watching his live stream yesterday because, on my phone, because I didn't have internet to do anything. The normal process that I do with my content creation here. I have, StreamYard and Xfinity, have direct internet access because I want the clarity to be great. I want the sound to be great. I want the videos to be great. And having the internet down yesterday and having that out is just it put me behind by an entire day, and it's difficult to do what I want to do with content during the week because I still have a regular job. But preferably with you guys hitting that like button and subscribing to the Lady Luck Club and consider becoming a member, I can get to a point where I can do this full time, and I actually enjoy it, doing reporting and research on information. I try to always come from, legal perspective. So I enjoy going over legal court documents and lawsuit filings and pleadings and motions and writs. I enjoy this. This is fun for me. And then, of course, I have other segments that I do regarding true crime, regarding air and engineering disasters. I've been covering the crash of Air India 171. So just, and then, of course, speaking on Eligio Bishop, Nature Boy Cult, shout out to Hood Horrors, has a fantastic series, 39 episodes so far that he's done. And I hope you guys go and check that out. So besides Umar Johnson and international headliner Candace Owens, I have a busy lineup. But I'm very blessed to have you guys here tuning in and supporting the channel and the content here. Thank you all so much for the support. Make sure you guys check out the last live stream I did on Umar. He gave us the dookie finger. It was hilarious. All because he owes money. So that can explain why your accounts are frozen. So make sure you guys hit the like button here. Let's get these views up. I would love to hit 25,000 views on this video, and I have a lot of content, a lot of information to share for research that I've done. And shout out to one of the LLC supporters and my mod, Foxy to Roxy, for emailing me a lot of information as well. Thank you so much. It did not go unnoticed. I just didn't have time to or the opportunity to check my email until my internet came back up, but we got it up and running. So let's get started. You guys make sure you hit that like button and make sure you comment below and let me know your thoughts on all of this. Engage in it. Let's keep up the engagement because, algorithms and all. YouTube is weird. I want to start with Lennon Honor's video, and then we're going to go to the documents. I was able to try to get some of the documents he presented scanned and downloaded, but the PDF of the writ of monition itself is not yet uploaded to the court website. And that's where it should be, and it's not there. So I don't know what's going on, but I mean, it exists. It's in the court system, but it's not. I don't know if they scanned it improperly or they put the wrong tag to it, but clearly they were able to give a copy over to the sheriff to have it served to the school, to the FDMG school building. So we're going to start with Lennon. Shout out to Lennon Honor. Um, and I hope he checks his emails because I blind copied him on an email. I'm going to do in a separate video about some additional information that I'm trying to get on the Prince of Pan Crust Pizza, honey. He is a whole trip and a whole clown. But we're going to start with that, and then we're going to get to the information that I have researched. Also, shout out to Mr. CKB. He did a great live stream on this information as well. There are many others that have covered this. This is spreading like wildfire. This is what happens when you give everybody the dookie finger. Umar, whole walking void. What a clown he is. All right, let's get to it. Thank you, Lennon Honor, for presenting us this information. You rock.
Is a monition. And this was filed August 5th of 2025, which was 3 days ago. Today's August 8th of 2025. I don't think Umar is aware of this yet.
No, he's aware.
I don't believe Umar is aware that this was posted up there on the door for these abandoned buildings. Not just one side of the street, but both sides of the street. Now, I don't have the screenshots or the documentation for the other side of the street, but this side right here, this is the large building.
Okay.
You know where he showed the vandalism, alleged vandalism?
So in the front of the school? I'm assuming that's the front of the school. If you guys haven't noticed, I have. I don't know if it's been updated recently, but the last video he did of the school, there's only one FDMG sign. The rest still has the lettering from the previous school that was there. I think it was a high school. And I'm like, why didn't he just at least, use that money that he's raised over 15 years to ensure that the signs on the school are around the entire building? So I have a map I'm going to show because the parcel ID number, sometimes it's also considered to be the property ID. It's like a tax ID number assigned to the property itself. There's a map on that is included here from what you see tax parcel number here on the Writ of Monition. I actually pulled up that tax parcel number and it gives the location on a map of the school itself. So when I say I've been trying to research and get as much information as I can, aside from what Lennon Honor presents in his video, I've been all over the place. And, like I said, shout out to my fantastic mod and LLC supporter, Foxy. She's emailed me some information as well. So you guys, there is a ton of resources that you can go on, websites that you can look up just with the tax parcel number alone, and it can give you the tax years. It gives you what the taxes go towards. Some of that information I have, and I'm going to show you all. And trust me, once this is uploaded and the PDF file is there, we'll be able to read the entire document, go through it, break it down a little bit more, and pull up any other additional information that I don't have in today's video. So it's going to get interesting here. He has to pay this money, from what I was told, within 20 days. But let's get back to it. Lennon, take it away.
There's a case number, N25J-02114. There's also a case number, N25J-02115. Okay, so there's two parcels. This is one parcel, and it says right there, you can look, you'll see it there. It says tax parcel number 2602940-028. Okay, that's 610 East 17th Street. That's the large building. But there's another one on the other side of the street. Let me read this to you guys. Monition. Take warning. This is to Umar. To all persons having or claiming to have any title, interest, or lien upon, lien upon the within described premises, Take warning that unless the judgment for the taxes or assessments stated herein is paid within 20 days
There you
after
go.
the date hereof, or within such period of 20 days, evidence of the payment of the taxes or assessments herein claimed shall be filed in the office of the I can't even read that. I think it says probationary, or I don't know if that's an H. I can't tell. Which evidence shall be in the form of, and I can't see that one either. I think it says rescripted bill or duplicate.
Hold on, let me go back.
Probationary, or I don't know if that's an H. I can't tell.
It looks like
Which evidence
PROTH ONOTRY. That is unusual. I haven't. That must be something unique to the state of Delaware.
shall be in the form of, and I can't see that one either. I think it says rescripted bill or duplicate thereof, hearing date prior to the filing of the lien in the office of the I can't read that. Bonitary for the Newcastle County, the city of Wilmington may proceed to sell the property. Listen. Did you hear that? Can anyone tell what that is? I think it's PRTB. I can't see it, but it's for Newcastle County. The city of Wilmington may proceed to sell the property herein mentioned or described for the purpose of collecting the judgment for the taxes or assessments herein stated. Okay, someone yeah, okay, here it is. Thank you. I don't even know what that is. Prothonotary. So I think it's like a notary, right? Prothonary, something like that. Okay. Let me continue. Property address 610 East 17th Street, Wilmington, Delaware, 19802. Tax parcel number, I referred to that earlier, 26029400028. Water and sewer account number 16846, etc. Person in whose name the subject property is assessed, Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey, RBG International Leadership Academy, Inc. Years, taxes. Okay, it doesn't show any taxes owed. Water and sewer charges, December 9th, 2016. Huh? Watch this.
We can see what it reads and go from there. Did I mute myself? I think I muted myself. I'm going to pull up the documents here. Let's see. Because I do have the documents. Like I said, I did a scan and was able to download what he had in his video. So I want to make sure. Here's that first page he was reading. And you guys can see the writ of monition here. It has the case number at the top. There is an e-file date and then a transaction ID number. That's kind of standard on court documents. That's why I don't understand if it's already e-filed, it was e-filed on August 5th, why we can't just pull it up. But once we get the PDF we'll be able to go from there, and actually see it a lot more clear. So this is the writ of monition. What's important, I think, is the information here, because the accounts for the water and sewage, I pulled that information up separately on a separate website. So we'll be able to see those numbers, and also be able to see them on the actual court website in the events for the docket. But you guys can see here the city of Wilmington, in Delaware versus Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey, RBG International Leadership Academy, and tax parcel number 26-029.4. Oh, I do have that separately. It's hard to see that. And that is the property tax ID number for the property lot for the school itself. And then, of course, it has the information here about, basically what he owes, starting with October 2016, December 30th, 2024 through May 29, 2025. And once I get a better copy of this, I will be pulling this from the court website. Oh, don't worry. Even if I have to pay for it. Everyone wants to read this. This is, of course, a civil action, civil penalties incurred, but this could cost him to lose the school. It really could. So they've been apparently trying to they have for water and sewage charges, and other bills that he owes on for this school. This is what's so crazy. He claims that the accounts were frozen because the accounts were frozen and he can't pay bills, but it seems like the accounts were frozen because he's not paying bills. Either that or he's under investigation. And he just think that we're not, smart enough to figure that out. So they attached a copy of the bills as well, to the writ and to the court document. I'm sure it's uploaded as an exhibit. So I'm going to read that information on the court website, but I just wanted you all to see this document here. The attorney representing the city information is below. They drafted the court document. And then, of course, you see now, therefore, this is an act to provide for the collection of taxes and assessments for the city of Wilmington. You guys can see there. And then they have the dates that it was approved. It looks like March 25th. The chapter, okay, they citing a chapter that was approved March 25th, 19, is that 1920 or 1420? What the hell? We're going to read this once this is made more clear. But here's this court document information. Then when I scanned it, downloaded it, this is what it gives me. And then of course it gives the utility bills here. You guys can see utility billing statement. Looks like he owed I see 1752. I see 1800, a little bit over 1800 is another billing invoice inquiry that you see here. So, I mean, these amounts aren't that large. I don't know why he couldn't just pay it. That they're not so large to the point where it's unreasonable, and he would not have been able to pay it with the money that he's raised. And according to Lynn and Honor, it's been $1.67 million in the last good 5 years, just 5 good years. So it makes no sense. Makes no sense that he has not paid his bills. You're the worst, Umar. You're such a clown. So I do want to go on to the next um information here that I have. And here's what I want to, start off with. I want to kind of go over what I've asked this question in the last video I did. Why is it that he has not been issued a cease and desist in the state of Delaware? Well, since he has this school, registered as a nonprofit in the state of Delaware. Here's the nonprofit regulation. So I just did a quick Google search, for the contribution laws, rules, regulations in the state for nonprofits, and this is what it gave me. The nonprofit regulation in Delaware involves a complex set of rules that govern nonprofit organizations and charitable giving throughout the state. Major issues surrounding nonprofit regulation nationwide include the following: contribution limits, donor disclosure, and the redefinition of issue advocacy. Delaware is one of 11 states that do not require charitable organizations or those intending to solicit on their behalf to register with the state in order to solicit contributions, whether they are a Delaware organization or based out of state. So the fact that the school is now listed and located in the state of Delaware as a 501c3, he is not required to register with the state regarding the contributions. Why is it Delaware not being more careful about, state laws regarding this? I don't know, but they need to put something in place, because this is how you end up having someone like Umar Johnson running rampant with contributions. He's all over the place, and he's not actually taking care of the expenses of the school according to the courts now. Now he's been served with a writ of monition and trying to give some illusion that he's going to go to another state. This is what he's doing. He got hit with a cease and desist order in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. He went to Delaware because of this. Because there is no regulation, no requirement to register with the state of Delaware, being one of 11 states that do not require the registration regarding the contributions for a 501c3. According to the Foundation Center, there are over 1.5 million nonprofit organizations in the U.S. Section 501 of the U.S. Tax Code outlines which types of nonprofit organizations may be granted tax-exempt status by the IRS. The section of this code that provides for exemption is Section 501A, which states that organizations are exempt from some federal income taxes if they fall under Sections 501C or 501D or under Section 401A. Organizations classified as a 501c3 are nonprofit, charitable, religious, and educational organizations. So, of course, his school would be a nonprofit educational organization. These, of course, include organizations like Red Cross and Habitat for Humanity, as well as the ACLU, that's the American Civil Liberties Union, and the Lucy Burns Institute, amongst others. Organizations granted 501c4 status are political educational organizations and can engage in political lobbying. So he's registered the school as a 501c3. He does file the annual copies of the IRS Form 990 Schedule B. He does file that, but if the numbers aren't correct, it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't matter. So I want to go over to the next tab. Now that we know why he was in the state of Delaware, here's the legal definition of monition. In these courts, which use the civil law process as the Court of Admiralty, whose proceedings are under the provisions of the Acts of Congress. Monition in these courts, which use the civil law processes, it is a process in the nature of a summons. It is either general, special, or mixed. General monition is a citation or summons to all persons interested, or as is commonly said, to the whole world, to appear and show cause why the libel filed in the case should not be sustained and the prayer of relief granted. I'm gonna go down where it says inform the monition is a warrant of the court in an admiralty cause directed to the marshal or his deputy, commanding him in the name of the president of the United States to give public notice by advertisements in such newspapers as the court may select, and by notification to be posted in public places that a libel has been filed in a certain admiralty cause pending, and of the time and place appointed for the trial. So you have a special monition is a similar warrant directed to the marshal or his deputy, requiring him to give special notice to certain persons named in the warrant of the pendency of the suit, the grounds of it, and the time and place of trial. It is served by delivery of a copy of the warrant attested by the officer to each one of the adverse parties. And then you have the mixed monition. Mixed monition is one of which contains directions for a general monition to all persons interested, and a special summons to particular persons named in the warrant. So the writ of monition was served by, I believe, the sheriffs. And I want to make sure that I'm correct on that. I believe it was the sheriffs that served this writ of monition. Oftentimes, the sheriffs in most states do serve, legal court documents, especially dealing with civil procedures on behalf of the court. So you can get, process served with the sheriff's office or the county sheriffs, of course, or with like a special service processor that can serve certain documents. And in this particular case, it was the sheriff. I don't know why they just posted it on the door. Like, we want this document scanned. Could they not have scanned it? Somebody took pictures and it looked like they gave it to Lynn and Honor. Could you not please scan it? Can you just scan it? Email it. Go to Kinko's and scan this damn document. Yeah. Ugh. So here's the docket report from the court website. All right. This is on courtconnect.courts.delaware.gov. Okay. So I know I might seem like I'm going from tab to tab here, but I don't want the video to be overly long because a lot of people have ADHD. Let's get to it. This is a case ID number. N is in Nancy 25 J is in Jack -02114. This is, of course, City of Wilmington plaintiff versus Frederick Douglass, and then it has Marcus Garvey, RBG Leadership Academy, and then the tax ID parcel number. This was filed August 5th. The type is a JM monitions judgment. And then, of course, the status is judgment. So it's the status of where the case is with the proceeding. A judgment has been issued. And you guys can see here, case parties. You have the plaintiff. And then you guys see these links here. This is where I should be able to find these documents. All right. When I click on it, it takes me to this search error. See, that's the problem. It's saying that the search criteria entered is invalid. Press the back button to return to the person case. So I don't know if it's this act that's throwing it off or what, but it's not giving. It's supposed to bring up the PDF. If I have to pay for this, I will. I just want this scanned. I want the documents that I had pulled up, scanned. Someone please, dear God, scan it and email it so we have a clean, clear copy of this available. You can email me at LadyLuckClubLLC@yahoo.com. All right. So you guys see the attorney for the plaintiff, Scott G. Wilcox, and then Giordano, Del Colo, Werb, and Gag. I'm just reading what I'm seeing. So you guys see the attorney information, their address there. You see this link here? Should be taking me to some information. It's not. This is ridiculous. Just scan the document. It's in the court system, clearly, but it's not. We're not able to pull it. So, of course, they have the defendant, Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey, RBG, International Leadership Academy, Inc. And then you see this tax parcel number. So it is number 26-029.40-028. And I'm going to pull that information up in a minute on the map. You have the judgment here. See, click on that. Nothing. Nothing. You would think that it would be at least here. Scan here and scan there for the attorney, like both parties get it. But no, it's not here. I don't know why. But please, to Newcastle Courthouse, can you all please scan this court filing incorrectly? Oh, good Lord. Keep saying the criteria is invalid. We can't take it. I need the document. Like that's my forte. I have court document. I could pull straight out of Pacer if I wanted to. So, and then of course they got Kent County Sheriff that served the document, and Newcastle County Sheriff. I think it was it Newcastle County Sheriff or Kent County? Yeah, I'm looking at the bottom of this. It was Newcastle. It was Newcastle County Sheriff that served the court document. All right, so Newcastle County Sheriff served it. I'm assuming Kent County might be where the courthouse is or the attorney is, perhaps. I don't know. But of course, you have the address there. And then if we go down to the docket entries, you guys can see the date and time for each entry. So of course, the filing monitions, initial filing monition C image attached. So that's what you're supposed to see in these links, the image attached. That's why I was saying it should be linking to the PDF, and it's not doing that. Come on, court. But it says see image attachment for judgment. It's not there. But either way, details, date, docketed August 6, 25. Judgment is entered jointly and severally against Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey, RBG International Leadership Academy, Inc., tax parcel number. And then you see this information located here again, 26-029.40-028. Judgment amounts to be paid as follows. Judgment amount is $17,810.77. Water and sewer charges, $1,854.17. Exterior improvement net charges, $156.60. Vacant registration fee, $15,500. Civil penalty charges, $300. This man has raised $1.67 million in 5 years, according to Linen Honor. Why? Prince of Pan Crust Pizza, you clown, you Teletubby, you Oompa Loompa from out of space. Can you not pay this money when you've raised over 1.67 million? Because that's how math works. You kept lying about how much you were receiving from year to year, because on one tax statement for one tax year, he would not list that he received any contributions, but on the next tax year, he would have for previous year tax contributions in an amount. It wasn't even consistent. You Teletubby. So now you have a judgment issued. And I mean, the judge is like, you know what? I'm going to issue the judgment. You get on YouTube and, Twitter, wherever you're doing your live streams at, you have a whole YouTube channel with over 222,000 supporters. You know what I would do I would keep doing videos every day. I mean, I wouldn't do anything crazy, but I would work my ass off if I could hit 222,000 subscriber supporters in the LLC. I would have to work my behind off, and I wouldn't mind doing that because you guys deserve to have this information related to you. Great content. You deserve that. You got to earn that. He has garnered 222,000 supporters on YouTube alone by running his mouth and not opening a school after 15 years, but raised 1.67 million. What is the matter with you? You Oompa Loompa? Y'all know his belly is just filled with choco milk. What would happen if we stick a pin in that belly? Y'all think air would come out and it would just pop or deflate? Yes, I'm clowning him. He's a clown. He's a whole scamming ass clown. Umar Johnson, you suck. All right. So you see the next entry here. complaint date docketed August 6th, writ of monition, writ exhibits, and then you have the transaction ID number there, and then of course writ issued on date docketed August 6th, with check to Newcastle County Sheriff's Office on August 6th, accepted by, and then you have this MLM transaction ID number. So of course they had to pay to have, the sheriff's office go out and serve the document. So if you guys notice, the case ID number here ends in 2114. There's a 2115. Yes, there's two cases. I did, go and search 2113, then did 2116, and those are completely different defendants in those cases, so they're not related. So these are the only two that were related to the school itself, with these case numbers back to back like this. So, but I did check. I did, go back and I said, okay, what happens if I put 02116 or 02113? Yeah, those are totally different defendants in those cases. But yeah, I do my due diligence. So you guys can see the city of Wilmington, attorney for plaintiff, defendant. Once again, Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey, RBG International Leadership Academy. I feel like I'm insulting these three icons that are rolling over in their grave. Every time I have to say their name and connect it to Umar Johnson, the Prince of Pancrust Pizza. You stuffed crushed cheese that's molded and mildewed over twice. You look like you need a bath and a shave. He just looks like he reeks of pork belly. Yeah, the spirit of cotton candy is heavy upon his gastrointestinal system. Then he got the audacity. I was watching Lennon Honor's live stream yesterday. He had the audacity in this video he was doing that Lennon pulled up to have his pants sagging. So the pants are just not going over that pot belly anymore. Ugh. Eating food for free at a block party. Somehow he didn't master the understanding of watermelon or how that works. There's hybrid watermelon that's yellow, you clown. Why does he not know that again? Ugh, I can't take him seriously. He's looking at the watermelon, eating the watermelon at the block party. It was like, oh, look at this. Like it's a new invention. Oh, no. Wow. Ooh, pretty. Just a clown and didn't even pay for it. Ate it for free. I hope everyone there at that block party grows a brain and invoices his ass. Send him a bill. The court certainly don't mind him sending him one. That's it. They're telling you to pay up. They don't care how you feel about it. So, as you all can see here, and this is one of the things that Lennon Honor mentioned, there are two faces of the properties, it's two properties here. And these tax parcel numbers are different. So here you have tax parcel number 26-029.40-027. The other tax parcel number is 40-028. So those are two different tax parcel numbers indicating two different properties. All right. So once again, nothing scanned. So disappointing. It's disappointing as hell. But I was hoping to be able to pull up some documents with that when I clicked on it. So we can see a quick copy of this judgment, of this writ. Like, all right. So we scroll down here. The docket entries are pretty much the same. The difference is, of course, the amounts. All right. So you're supposed to see some sort of image attachment, and it's not there. To the court of Delaware, the Superior Court of Delaware. It's not there. Please scan it. Scan it again. We need to see it. A judgment is entered jointly and severally against, of course, the defendant. And then, of course, the new tax parcel number 26-029.40-027. The other one is 028. Two different properties. Judgment amounts to be paid as follows. Judgment amount in $20,577.45 Then you have water and sewer charges, $4,650.75. And then you have the vacant registration fee, $15,726.70. And then you have civil penalty charges, $200. And then, of course, a check was sent to Newcastle County Sheriff's Office with the transaction ID number there listed on August 6th for them to serve the writ. This is something else. Shout out to Foxy who sent me this. Sometimes I go on Trellis website to pull up, court documents, but they don't even have it either. It just lets you know it wasn't scanned right. So no, they don't have it here either. They have the docket entries information that we just got through reading, but no, they don't have the attachments. So here is one of the parcel numbers. This is from the first case that we read, ending in 02114. I went on the website just to look up that parcel number, and it gives you this address: 610 East 17th Street, Wilmington, Delaware. And of course, that's the school. Owner address is a P.O. box number because, of course, of course it would be. Yeah, he did this to avoid having to register the school to show the contributions in the state of Delaware. He went from what? Pennsylvania down to over to Delaware. I mean, come on. He could have went anywhere else. Now he's talking about going to New Jersey. Attention to the governor of New Jersey. Please do not let this clown from out of space come to your state and start another school for him to swindle people out of money that he will never open. You know he won't open it. Come on, bro. So you have some information about the lot, as you all can see there. Current assessment, tax assessment info. Woo child, looks like $4,842,700. Yeah. District and zoning information, as you all can see. They have the rep. Stephanie T. Bolden, you need to do something about this clown. Y'all need to pass some state legislation to require, not all organizations be exempt from having to report their contributions, because look what's going on. So you guys can see here at the bottom, Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey School. Sale date was 2/6/2019. You have this deed number information here. This sell amount is outrageous. I'm seeing $10. And why? He didn't buy this shit for $10. There's no way in the hell. There's no way he bought it for $10. Charitable and benevolent. And then you see the amount here. That 4.8 million amount again. But there's no way. There's no way he bought that school for $10. Or the deed, rather. No. So you guys have some tax bills here as of 8/9/2025. So I pulled this information yesterday. 2020A. You guys can see over here. I don't understand. Maybe because that judgment was entered. But you do see some previous amounts. 53,000, 29,000. And he got the school what, in 2019? So yeah. It's like all this money you've raised, you couldn't pay taxes on it. It's crazy. It's insane. Just pay the damn taxes. He's such a clown. That lets you know he doesn't pay his bills in general. Probably doesn't even really pay his house bills in his private life. The fact that he's still screaming that somebody froze his accounts and supposed to be sending him a check. To the Prince of Pan Crust Pizza. Here's how this works. When the bank, whatever bank it is, we would love to know the name of the bank, but whatever, decides to freeze an account, it's the money being frozen in the account. Does he not understand how freezing bank accounts work either? So not only do you not understand simple arithmetic or 5-letter words, you also don't understand how freezing bank accounts work or watermelon. I can't take him seriously. Oh Lord. Hear him talk about yellow watermelon. I didn't know this existed. You didn't? You didn't know yellow watermelon was a thing? What? I can't take him seriously. So if you guys come down and look 2019 and 2020, you'll see an amount here 20,000 and then you see an amount of 15,000. Oh, Lord. This is just for this parcel number that I pulled up. You can go on the why didn't have the website information? I thought I had the website information. I saved it. That's what happened. Yep. I printed it to PDF and saved it. Okay. So I just Googled the tax parcel information and it took me to the state of Delaware where you can pull up tax property information, taxes paid on the parcel ID numbers and other information. And I just printed it. And you guys can see here tax bills as of August 9th, 2025 at 3:01 a.m. I was up late. I was mad because my internet wasn't working. So I was like, let me just started doing some research. That's what I did. So I just printed out this is the for fiscal years 7/1/2021 to June 30th of 2022. The school, county, and other taxes and fees. And you guys can see here total county and other items due $6,117.71. This is crazy. This is from the website that I pulled. You guys see one of the account numbers here for 610 17th Street. And you guys see the billing date 10/21/21, mailed by 10/24/21. So that's the account number there. You guys see the amounts due. He had a penalty here for $888.92 because he doesn't pay his fucking bills. It's a disgrace. You're not paying your bill. The county, this is the county and other taxes and fees. Man, local school district taxes, state of Delaware. Because, it's a school. So, this here, total taxes, you guys see prior balance $86,170.52. Penalty $14,713.36. Total school district taxes due $100,883.88. Total taxes and fees due $107,001.59. And they added up those amounts. So this is ridiculous. And here it is here. And you guys see, to Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey, RBG International Leadership Academy, Inc., P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware. You guys see this here. They even printed out this little pretty little tab at the bottom. Please return this portion with your payment. All he had to do was put the check in the mail in an envelope with this, cut off this portion, put it in there, and pay it. Due date was November 1 of 21. What was he raising all that money for? Did y'all really think he was going to be able to open that school if he owed this type of money on taxes and fees and stuff? $107,001.59. And here's the account number. This is insane. You can't make this up. Here's another one. I just printed out two. Since he got the building in 2019, I just did the one for 21 and 22. But you guys can go on this nccde.org website and it'll give you, I think, the past 5 or 6 years. Might even be more than that. But it was 3:00 in the morning and I was mad about my internet not working. So I was doing this on my phone and just emailing it to myself. And here we are. So this is for fiscal year. This is what was due on April 30th, 2022. So the other was due November 1, 2021. This was due April 30th, 2022. You guys see amount due here, $112,485.53. And you got, listen, the school here, the address is here, the P.O. box is here. Something he probably never checked. He probably never checked the P.O. box. Probably got mail sitting in there for 5 years. Just, never checking it. But you see what was owed for the county and other taxes and fees. Total due was $6,431.45. The local school district taxes for the state of Delaware, total due was $106,054.08. And then, of course, the total overall was $112,485.53. See that? Billing date, April 20, 2022. You can't make this up. So he don't pay bills. Got it. And this is the on the arcgis.com website. I put in that parcel number. This was the 26-029.40-028. And you guys can see here what it goes to. And you see this parcel ID number here. Here's the school. This is what he purchased. If I expand out a little bit, it gives you kind of like the other, y'all see the other parcel numbers. So here's the 26-029 over here. Dot 40-027. And here's the dot 428. Let's zoom back in again. Because I want you all to be able to see on a map. This is what Lennon Honor was talking about in his video. So I was paying attention. And I wanted to, be able to show you all what he was referring to when he said 2 different buildings. So here is the parcel ID number for one of that was listed in the second case. I think this was the first case. So 0.28, 0.27 right here. Can't make this up. So I just pulled up the first one. And of course, it had the second one right next to it. And y'all see here the parcel ID number. 610 East 17th Street, Wilmington, Delaware. So let me go back. It took me out of that. Okay, here it is. So these are across the street. What is this? It's a school, and then across the street is the gym. How's this go? Y'all see here. This is the entire parcel for 0.027. Y'all see that highlighted in turquoise? So that's the entire block for that parcel. And this is the block for this. This must be just the school. And then you can see the other tax ID numbers for other properties around it. That 26-337. That one, this one ends in -029. So if you ever want to just see on a map what these parcel IDs what it covers, there you go. In turquoise or teal or whatever. I see teal. It's a pretty color. But that's it, y'all. So that's all the information that I have for this video that I wanted to present to you all. And hopefully you guys found some of this information to be helpful. I'm just, I'm a geek like this. This is something I enjoy doing research and being able to look up information and kind of help it all make sense. And I didn't want this video to be too long. It's already coming up on 57 minutes. So thank you all so much for tuning in. It's not the, the bells and whistles of it all, but it does help to hopefully provide an understanding of what's going on with this writ of monition. He has 20 days to pay it. Okay. And that's it. If he doesn't, he can lose those parcel IDs, which is the properties. And both are named in the cases. So he'll lose them. And you're talking about money that's not even, from based on the amounts in the writ, in the judgment, it's not a whole lot of money. So that goes to show that he really didn't have any intention on opening up the school, because he's not paying the taxes and the fees that's due, the water and the sewage bill. You're not talking about millions of dollars here. You're talking about, 15,000 at best, at most, 20,000 at most. Even with all of the amounts combined, we're not talking about $200,000-$300,000. So it might hit 100 grand, maybe less than that. Pay the bills. But see, he can't do that because he doesn't have money. That's not why your accounts were frozen. You Prince of Pan Crust Pizza, you Oompa Loompa. You know your accounts were frozen. More than likely because you're either under investigation or because you ran out of money and overdrafted. And not just his personal account. He told on himself, because self-snitching is also the FDMG account. But yet, where is your YouTube check going? Because your YouTube channel, from what I see, is still monetized. So why is it that you don't have at least your YouTube check from last month when you have 222,000 supporters? Now he wants to dog out YouTube. Maybe it's not monetized because he keeps dogging out YouTubers. He hates YouTube. That's why he uses a different platform. Oh, I get 67 million views on my Instagram videos. Oh, okay. But it's not monetized? You shouldn't have a problem getting up the subscribers and the views to get monetized. Like, it shouldn't take that long. How long does it take to get it monetized on Instagram? Don't do it, Instagram. He's going to steal the money. All right. You guys, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to do a different video on the dissertation. Good stuff on that. And, we're going to keep our foot on his neck. Lennon Honor is definitely doing that. Shout out to him and to all of those that are reporting on this clown, this whole clown filled with pork belly. You can kiss my ass, Umar Johnson. All right, y'all. Until the next one, Lady Luck Club out. Deuces.